PNK, which is essentially cyberpunk. Not please don't sue us. Um, but essentially, it's an incredibly rules light, very easy to play, really easy to get into um, tabletop RPG. And we're actually going to get started by building characters. So before we get started, I'm going to give you a tiny little briefing on what our mission is today, so you guys can build your team around it. And remember, we're only building a character for a single shot, and you're not starting at level 1. You're actually almost done with your character's story arc. They're about to get whatever it is they really wanted. And we're going to decide what that is here in just a moment. But for now, I want you to take a second, and on the character sheets that I've sent you at home, go ahead and fill out your handle. Let us know what your character is called, both on the net and in real life. Usually a single syllable. And in fact, I'm going to play a quick video where the creator of this game is going to take 1 minute to build a character in front of us, just so you guys can get a sense of how this is going to go. Sound good?
All right.
That loaded up. I apologize. So I found this up. He's Brazilian and he doesn't speak English. So whenever he has to do like English stuff, he just does the AI text to speech.
Character creation in Cyber Plus Punk. Pick up a runner file. This is your character sheet and player rules reference. On the second panel, you can find all you need to do to fill it up. I like to begin defining the character's signature augmentation, which is the staple of almost all of cyberpunk fiction. I want to play a physical, action-oriented runner, but not a combat type. Having wired reflexes could make him a good scout and excellent pilot. Let's go with it. I'll assign 2 dots to aggressive, 1 for smart and 1 for empathic. For the skills, his main thing is going to be athletics, so I'm going to put 2 dots there and spend an extra point to buy an expertise. Let's spend 2 points on piloting and 1 point on rigging for modding and fixing vehicles. Ranged combat and streetwise might come in handy. I'm feeling this runner as an ex-drone racer who got into the runner thing to look after someone. Would be cool if he used a jetpack for increased mobility, so I'm just going to note that on his gear to remind myself of it. He looks in his late 20s, with stylish blue hair and always seem a bit twitchy. His handle is dripped from his drone racing days, and that is it. We are ready to run.
So it's really that simple, guys. I think what we're going to start with right now is just going to be give me a name, give me the handle. And if you'd be so kind, if you can, go ahead and change your name here on the stream to your handle so that I can refer to you that way easily in future.
All right. How cringe can I make it?
Ooh, well, actually, I heard a great one. I heard a great one from you, Arctic Boy. So why don't you let him know what your character's name is?
I am Harold the Face Palmer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I just want to address something. I've never really revealed my face on stream before, and when I found out that it's also the same face as our viewer Yorick, I decided it was my duty to forever hide my identity. So that's why the mask.
So I just put mine up there.
Winston Smoke Thomas. I like it. And Blaine. Nix. I dig it. Stevie, right? No, I'm just kidding. And then what I like to do is, why don't we define our character ultimately by what their payoff is? Which of these 6 things are what they're trying to get? Now, remember, this is the final run. This is the one that's going to score you the cash that you need to finally get out of it. Is what working? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to get my mic set up. Sorry, I thought I must.
Oh, okay.
So do we announce this, or do we just?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mine is make them pay.
All right. So who is it that you are trying to make pay? Go ahead and define that in the field below.
A previous employer.
Ah. So who did Nick's work for that he's trying to make pay?
I have no idea. I haven't gotten that far yet.
That's all right. We'll get there. How about you, Harold?
Oh, I'm trying to get out.
Mm,
I've burned too many people.
I see. So you're trying to
Used
make a
every
fast
favor.
escape.
Yes. I finally burnt my last favor, my last ounce of goodwill, and it's time for me to leave town.
Hmm. How
Oh,
about
I've
you,
got
Smoke?
mine is the guy I'm trying to burn. It's for the company was corpulent gross leeches,
Ah,
or
I
as
dig
I
it.
refer to them, CGL.
Ah, yes. All right. I think CGL is one of the major mega corporations, aren't they? I mean, that's one of the giant conglomerated, like bought out multiple things that are kind of like Yamaha, where they make everything from mopeds all the way to strike combat robots and everything. So, Smoke, what about you? What are you trying to get out
Smoke
of this?
is Smoke's there to look after him. He spent his life doing E&E for different groups, trying to do maybe illegal things, and he did it too well. And now there's so
Oh,
many people out there that know he have so many secrets that he's a liability.
oh, you. So then I'd say probably he's trying to get out,
He'd get
right?
out, okay, yeah.
Look after is more like they're doing all this so they can look after their
Okay,
their
okay.
family member. Yeah.
I did him in his role in the group. He's looking after the people in the group. Okay.
Ah, gotcha. All right, guys. Well, as far as rolling the group go, that's an excellent way to move on to our next thing here. What are your roles in the group? Remember, we have a mission today. We are delivering a package on a metropolitan monorail.
Okay.
Going to be taking that package all the way to car 22. Now, remember, I'm going to help you out a little bit here so you can rule out some of these skills that you will not need for this mission. Um, you're not going to start anywhere. You're not going to have to get to the mission. You're going to start on scene.
Okay.
Okay. So,
So what I'd say is maybe do a little bit of communicating on what kind of skills you guys might need in order to deliver a package.
hmm
Now, what you kind of want to figure out is the skills that you want to use, but then you want to start actually with the approach here. So you'll see four main approaches, and those are kind of like the four main ways of problem solving, right? You're either going to come at it
yeah.
aggressive, smart, empathetic, or stealthy.
hmm
Let me explain why these matter so you can understand what you're doing here. Everything we do is just six-sided dice. The question is, how many do you get to roll? So in order to build your pool up, you guys are going to try and convince me that it is whatever it is appropriate for the situation is the approach that your character is using to come at it, and then the appropriate skills they have, and then maybe some kind of bonus from maybe equipment that they've brought along with them, anything like that. But you're building a dice pool for all the actions that you're going to take.
Okay.
Well, I like to think my person will be stealthy in what they do. You don't get this far in a cyberpunk world.
You're either really big and bad, or you're really stealthy, right?
Yeah, I'm either smart or stealthy or a little bit of both.
All right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with I'm definitely more empathetic. My job is to talk our way past any trouble, lie, cheat, steal, whatever.
Okay. Okay.
hmm
All right. So, I mean, you may not all want to take the same approach. I don't know. That's
Hmm.
entirely up to you. But having a good, healthy mix of skills on a run is
Yeah.
generally why we bring more
Well,
than one individual.
yes. As far as my approach is, it'd probably be obviously there's going to be some smart there, but escaping, it's already done. Like everybody's coming after you. That's part of the issue and evading them. There's going to be some aggressiveness there that they have the ability to use the force to,
All
help
right.
break contact or break away.
So, as you guys are doing this real quick, pick one approach that's going to be your main preferred approach, and
Mhm.
you're going to fill in two of these for it,
Okay.
and then you get to pick two more that you get to add one apiece in.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now go ahead and talk amongst yourselves and figure out maybe what skills from amongst those you guys want to distribute. Now, when you're doing these, remember that you get 8 that you can add to this whole pool. And then each one of these that you get costs one of those. And then if you want to get 2 and then add a specialization, that can add an edge in various scenarios.
And we're on
But that'll cost you
we're
another
on
point.
what kind of a vehicle are we in? A train?
It's gonna be a metropolitan monorail. Like it's a
Okay.
high, incredibly high up elevated monorail.
Okay.
And if we want to write out an extra part, that's another point. So we could do like 2 whole, max them out, give them a definite like extra, and then we'd have 2 more points left, right? Is that correct? Fletcher?
So real quick, you've got 8
Yeah.
total to spend in
Yes.
this whole pool.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to give him 2 and then pick a specialization, that costs a third point.
Yes.
I'm
Does that
kind of
answer?
thinking. For me personally, guys, I was thinking going with close combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because ranged combat's going to be real tricky on a train.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I was going to go ranged combat and probably get like a couple of blades
Mm-hmm.
and maybe
Now,
a pistol.
Real
Yeah,
quick,
no.
as far as the gear goes, this is the real fun part. You're not going to pick what gear you're carrying unless it's like absolutely core to your character. You're definitely going to use it all the time. You have it. You can go ahead and pick that if you want it. But mostly what you do is you pick either light, medium, or heavy, which is going to depend on, how easily you could move around. And then you just decide later when you need it, which gear you brought with you.
Oh, okay.
Using up however many slots you gained from whatever sized package you decided to bring. You can either go light, which gives you 3 ticks, medium, which gives you 5, or heavy, which gives you 7. Though, let's say you go medium and you decide later, oh no, we actually needed this really big thing and it needed to be pre-staged. That's fine. You can actually take some stress points in order to initiate a flashback to have stashed that gear where it needs to be in advance, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I was thinking for my character, I'd like to do close combat, and for me that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I don't, I think we also need somebody who's probably a ranged guy, just per person.
Probably pretty safe.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think we do. I think we're also going to need a pilot. We're going to need to get away.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
So I'm going to make a little call here, and I'll let you know. No, you will not need to get away from this mission. You will just be able to get off the monorail.
You mean what's left of the monorail?
Yeah, I was going to say it's
Potentially. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
If it crashes,
okay. I didn't
if it
count for
crash-
that.
you can crawl. We can crawl the wreckage.
It can go whatever way it's going to go. All right.
Okay. So I don't need to worry about actually getting away.
Not as far as like a vehicle goes. No.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a little bit more of a utility role. I'll grab like some rigging to get us past doors in case, that's a thing. I figure monorails have doors, a little bit of ranged, a little bit of coding, just a heavy 3 points into influence. Try and talk my way past trouble. But otherwise,
the face.
Yes. The face Palmer.
All right. So we don't have to worry about piloting. I was going to worry about some streetwise, and then analysis, because we are going to need to be dealing with things there. But I still think part of his specialty is range, but it's going to be very maxed out into range. That he's going to have both of them, and he's. I don't know if I'm going to add extra to it, but he definitely is going to be stopping whatever's coming their way. Hold on, so I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 more.
2, 3.
Oh, definitely influencing, because that's going to be critical. Can highly adapt. Yeah. Well, I was going to do for influencing 3 points. He's highly effective at getting people to forget what they saw. As part
So
of the
which
escape.
Right.
so those so you're both taking
Yeah.
specializations in influence. Can I
Oh, we are?
can I
Oh, I didn't
ask
realize we both
No,
were.
no, that's
Sorry.
fine, but if you do, can I just ask which of those 3 specializations that are inside there are you circling?
I'm going to go with negotiate.
Okay.
Well, I was going to be with intimidation, but if
That's
because
that's
he's
an
good.
entirely different specialization track. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went with 3 for close combat with a specialty and a weapon, and 2 for athletics in case we
Ooh.
have to crawl on the outside of the train because I've seen Mission Impossible too many times.
Very nice. Very nice.
That still leaves me with 3.
So I'm actually I did range combat. I maxed that out with a rifle. And
So I will say, go ahead and ignore the attune thing there at the bottom.
Okay.
We're not playing with the weird rules, which are a way to add supernatural influences.
super.
Okay. What does rigging do?
Rigging is more
It
of
allows
like
you
the
to change
hardware.
voting.
It's well, it's a special CIA skill you unlock on that tree. No, so rigging is more the physical side of hard, like it's the hardware side of electronics. So
Did
whereas
any of us take that? Because I've got
Harold took a little
Okay.
bit of it. So like whereas a coder might go in and hack the interface of a door to try and make it open, a person who's adept at rigging might go in and actually check the physical wires and then figure out how to force the door magnet to engage.
Okay. I may take like a science just in case.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. So I ended up taking 1 point of coding, 3 points of influence, 1 point of range combat, 2 of rigging, and 1 of streetwise.
Okay, so
Good call.
I
Good
have
call.
I have 1 point of analyze, 3 points of influence with intimidation, 3 points of range combat with a rifle, and then 1 point of streetwise.
All right, excellent. All right, gents, now that you've kind of figured out what your skills are, I know that I'm doing this backwards from the way that the developer suggested, but I find it works the way this works better this way. Tell me what your primary augmentation is, and it might be a decent idea to try and make it. I mean, look, if you're a runner and you're getting by on these super skills that you depend on, it makes sense, wouldn't it, that your primary augmentation would be designed to enhance your greatest skill. So, for instance, if you're a physical combat guy, maybe that means you've got like gorilla arms, like robotic arms that flat out just enhance your strength flat out. Or maybe you've gone more for something that drastically increases your reflexes in combat for short periods of time. Basically, slows the world down for you.
I want a cloak of some sort.
Okay.
So, some sort of blurring, visual blurring.
Adaptive camouflage. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So
I was avoiding using land and sea terms, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say, well, that's not just a land and sea term actually. So that's actually definitely an actual augment that's found in even the cyberpunk games themselves. So we're going to say that you've had basically your entire skin has been replaced with a matrix of light emitting diodes, which allow you to literally broadcast what is behind you in front of you.
All right, I'm in. That sounds fun.
Okay, why don't you make me up a name for that adaptive camouflage and a company that makes it? How about you, Smoke?
I'm struggling to think of something here.
John, we have picked a specific batch of music that is copyright free from the developer. So,
Oh, nice.
anyhow, have a good day.
Nice.
Go ahead, Smoke.
I
Yeah.
will actually. No, go on, Sean.
Oh, no. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of what would be good. I'm trying to think of an augmentation with the analysis, or And people, I don't fit. Would facial recognition fit in there, or would that be too augmentated? We could do that or no?
Just like a basic facial
Yeah, just
recognition system?
identifying.
No, I
who's,
mean, like, I can
identifying
say,
who's in there.
I can tell you that
Okay.
that's something you just basically already have. You don't
Oh,
have
I
to
already
use
have
like
that?
your primary
Oh, okay.
augmentation
Okay.
for that. That's a really simple thing that'll just be part of your HUD.
Okay. Then I'm trying to think here. I don't know.
Sean, if you could replace any part of yourself with literal superhero parts, what would it be?
Well, a lot of
Do
things.
you want to fly? Do you want to be able to punch through walls? Do you want to be able to hack with your brain? Do you want to be able to?
Yeah, I mean, being able to eavesdrop on any electronic device just by looking at it.
So do you want to maybe switch yourself more into a little bit more of a hacking role then? Because I could definitely see like an onboard cyber deck inside your
Yeah.
head that just
Well,
allows you to
I was
completely
thinking of
interface.
I was thinking of Loser Stickle on Mission Impossible at this point, since you mentioned the train a little bit.
Oh, so more of an analyze thing, more of a.
Well, yeah, just in the hack. I don't know. I've changed my mind a little bit here.
Okay, well you do whatever you want. Let me move on to Harold while you get a better idea what you're doing.
I'm gonna go with a tailored pheromone system because I'm always getting nice and close
That
to people.
Excellent. Yeah, to allow you to better manipulate them. You can put them in the mood you want them to be in. Yeah, I dig this. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Why don't you give me a name for the technology, like the a commercial name for the technology, and a company that makes it.
I posted mine up in the chat.
Yeah, Blur Tech, made by Mirror Technologies. I like it.
I'm always really bad with names.
If you want, can I make a recommendation?
Sure.
Head on over to ChatGPT, tell it what you're looking for, and let it give you some names.
All right, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Okay, I got it. I got something then. I did a little
let's hear it.
reworking on this. Okay, so he's got analysis as his 3 points. Information's a big one. He's got 1 point coding. He's still got the 3 points in influence, and the 1 point in streetwise. Since it's going to be more of information dominance and retrieval, his augmentation is using the Vandal OS, and it's meant for him to pillage and run through whatever he encounters.
All right, so you've got like an
Electronic
onboard.
device.
You've got an onboard cyber deck that is specialized in aggressive hacking, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fantastic, gentlemen. We are almost entirely done. I've just got to explain a couple things to you before we move forward. So let's talk about how all these roles are going to work. So we've talked about how we build up our dice pool, right? And there's a couple other ways you can look at on the side here of your character sheet that'll tell you can toss in some extra stuff by like, I'm going to tell you how risky the situation is. You can up the risk in order to up the reward. You can tell me like we can destroy different items that you're using in order to up rewards, all kinds of things. But ultimately, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come into a situation and I'm going to tell you what threat level it is and how likely you are, how much of an effect you're likely to have on it. Everything in this game operates on little ticker marks. So if you're coming up against a band of enemies, I will give you the like a bunch of little tick marks and it'll say what the enemy band is, right? This is just kind of a situation. So if you have an effect 2, it means you are likely to fill up 2 of these bars. If you have an effect 1, you're likely to fill up 1 of these bars. You can up the threat level sometimes in order to gain more of an effect on a situation, or if you're worried about how threatening the situation is, you can down the threat level and have a reduced effect. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so
somewhat, yeah.
And don't worry, we'll mostly get this while we're playing, but once we've understood the threat level and the effect, we're going to talk about what the potential consequences are. And then we're going to gather up those dice, which is going to include your approach and your skills. You can choose to stress yourself to add a push, or one of your teammates can choose to stress themselves in order to add an assist, to add some dice to your pool, and then we roll. We pick the single highest result unless you happen to roll 2 6s, and then you get a critical success. A 6 is a success. A 5 or a 4 is a partial success, meaning that it succeeds, but there are some consequences. And a 1 to a 3 being your highest dice is a flat out failure. And then we will talk about the consequences. If you happen to fill the stress bar up all the way, something is going to get glitched, be it either one of your approaches or one of your augmentations. And when that happens, I will replace one of your dice in your dice pool with a glitch dice. Unless that glitch dice rolls 6, anything but a 6, you have an additional second tier consequence that's going to happen. And with that, we can kind of get into the game.
All right.
All right.
So gents, the way this works, the way that today works is kind of an odd one. Normally, we would kind of let you plan your approach to this mission, but in this case, you sort of halfway regain consciousness as a concussion grenade goes off inside car 18 of the Trans-Los Angeles Metropolitan Railway in the far-flung distant future. Outside, you can kind of see the city going past and all of its decay and grunginess with the actual earth some many hundreds of feet below you. Not really visible with the amount of buildings that have been built up all throughout the area. As you look back to the source of where the concussion grenade came from, you notice a squad of what are called black hounds. Those are kind of muscle for hire of the higher end variety. These guys are dressed in completely blacked out riot gear. We're talking full face masks and shields. They're moving rather slow, and they're carrying what are various different teams have step ups from basic riot control, like tasers, all the way through 40 mic concussion grenades. And then you do see that the guys wandering at the back there are armed with live submachine guns. They begin filtering through the car, and they look like they're looking for someone. What would you like to do? Oh, no, I forgot.
right.
There's one last thing. One of you is holding the package, which is to be delivered to car 22. Who's holding it?
Actually, I don't know.
Quick
I'll hold it.
question.
Go ahead.
What are the rough dimensions of the car?
So you're looking at a car that can house roughly 150 people. I'd say it's probably around 20 feet wide and probably 150 feet long.
Are there people still in the car? Or is it just us?
There are many people in the
Okay.
car. It's not quite packed. You can still move freely about, but most of the seats are taken, and there are several people standing on the rails, although they are sort of moving away from the Black Hounds towards you. So I should add, the Black Hounds are coming from what seems like car 17.
So they're
Now-
in between us and 22.
No.
Oh, no.
They're behind you.
Oh, they're behind us? Okay.
Yeah. So which one of you is holding the package?
I guess I'll hold it.
All right. What does it look like?
It is... It's about the size of a lockbox. Maybe about 6 inches thick, a foot wide, and about 15 inches long.
Okay. What's it made of?
It's made out. It's got a steel case on the outside.
Fantastic. All right, gentlemen.
Okay.
So
It's not very nondescript. Very nondescript.
Okay. All right. Like a military gray on the outside.
Yes.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. The Black Hounds are moving up the car. They are checking each person individually, and they seem to be reporting back through their helmets. No, sir, that's not them. Next. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna start moving away from them as they're coming from the wrong direction, which is
So you're
good.
moving towards 19.
Yes, towards the objective.
Okay.
Um,
So
I'm
as
going
you're
to
doing
get to
that,
the door.
you hear the
Yep.
following.
Dear passengers, please get through car 12, not 22. 12.
And it plays a second time.
Dear passengers, please get through car 12, not 22. 12.
The voice is weirdly glitched.
Oh.
So anyhow, you're moving
Oh.
towards car 19.
And does somebody have the skills to check to see if we're being misled? Because if we have to go to car 12, we have to go through these guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do have the ability with my, with the Vandal OS, but as soon as we do it, people are going to know that it's being hacked. It's not subtle.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's gonna activate.
I'm going to slide down my seat and activate my blur attack.
All right.
Produce
And
a
I'm-
weapon.
And you're all. So are you all now moving towards the door of car 19?
I still think we all move towards the door
Okay.
till we figure out we got to get some room.
So are you actually moving up to the door now? Are you going to try and go through it?
I think we have to get to like away from them for a minute.
Okay, just to generate some space, right? Because it's going to take them a little while to go through the roughly probably 70 people in the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the door is locked.
All right. I'm going to see if I can discreetly pop the lock.
All right, why don't you go ahead and give me a roll for that and tell me what we're rolling. You tell me, what are the applicable skills here? What's your approach and what's the skill?
I'm going to use a small tool set discreetly hidden in my outfit, which is I opted to wear a disguise today. I'm
Okay.
lightly equipped, but
Okay.
my disguise is I'm an EMT.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, all right.
Uh,
So I'll give you an additional dice for sure for that kit. What's your approach?
I'm going to be stealthy and using rigging to see if I can figure out how it's locked and if I can just sort of open it just a touch.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, it's a little magnetic lock. I mean, it's basically the same as any accessed entry point throughout it, and yeah, it'd be pretty easy for you. But what's your stealth? You got 2 in stealth or 1?
I have none.
You have none in stealth. Okay, so no bonus for that. But you got 2 in rigging, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to say that's 3 dice. So this is a level 1 threat. I mean, really, the only thing it's going to do is it's gonna probably make a noise if you screw up. But really, all you've got to do is just pop the latch, and then you connect the positive wires in order to energize the magnet, and the door should pop right open. Are the
Yep,
acceptable risks?
Acceptable risk.
All right. So we've got a 5 as our highest in the pool, and that means we succeed, but there are complications. Why don't you tell me what those are?
Well, there's definitely been some sort of alert sent back, but it's more of like a failure, not a oh hey, someone's doing something. It's more like cable fault, and the air conditioning turns off.
So, okay, I'm actually, if you're all right with it, I think probably a better, more appropriate one is you give yourself a little bit of a shock, and I'm going to have you mark a stress on your sheet. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Yeah,
emotions hurt.
kind of threw you off your game just a little bit. You should have been able to do that without it zapping you. All right, gents. Well, the door pops open, and you make your way, I'm assuming, into the next car, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So making your way into this car, you kind of start to look around, and the first thing you kind of notice is that there is a middle-aged man seated very close to the door. He's got an executive suit, and he seems to be staring emotionlessly at a digisheet, but the digisheet's off. Anyhow.
You guys want to handle this? I'm going to kind of hide right next to the door in cloak mode. If these guys come through, there's going to be some heads rolling.
I'm
But they
just
gotta come
picturing
through like one at a time.
I'm just picturing one of them jumping like, oh shit.
Yeah. What's off about his number sheet that he's looking at?
No, it's off. It is off. He is staring at it, and it's off. It's turned off.
Oh, he's staring at it. Okay, it's a digital sheet. He's not staring at a piece of paper. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like reading he's like reading an iPad, but it's off.
Yeah, there's nothing on the screen. It's
Okay.
just blank.
Okay. All right. Well, that's if he's still staring at it intently, I'm going to want to see what's on that iPad because there's something running it. Something's running that tablet.
So you're
He's doing something with it.
You do a little analysis.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're gonna go into it and see what he's running.
All right. So what's the approach?
Well, we can walk up to him if he won't notice us. I can
No. I mean, on your sheet. So you've got an approach and then a skill. So give me the approach.
With the approach, I've got 1 for stealthy.
So we're going to try and do this surreptitiously then.
Yeah, and I've got 2 for smart. So
okay. So do you want to just try and go straight out smart and just hack it, or are you going to try and be stealthy about it?
I think I want to be smart about it. We'll go 2.
Okay. So we'll give you 2, and then you got 2 for hacking, right?
Yes.
All right. So 4, and then you probably don't want to activate your augmentation for this. You got a pretty full pool there already for something so small. I'd say that really there's not a ton of downside to this. The only real downside is maybe it makes a noise or something. I don't know. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. That is a critical success. It's off. But as you're kind of like you can't access it because it's legitimately it's
so
off.
It's 100% off. It's not faking.
Yeah, but what's interesting is you kind of start to realize that like the guy's personal network is kind of you can't really access it, right? Like it not in like a it's too locked down kind of way, but in like there's no he doesn't actually seem to be. Unlike like most other people, your normal person, they would be connected both to the train and a bunch of other stuff. That guy's not connected to anything. He's just he's a digital black hole. So the more that you're kind of staring at him, you hear the following.
We will reach destination in minutes. We will reach destination in minutes.
How many minutes?
Voices. Well, yeah, it's weird, right? The voice is glitched. It's cutting out oddly, and that's strange because this is actually like one of the very few, not like nice, but not completely run down public service transportation methods in the city.
Huh. Are we supposed to be done with the handoff by this point?
No. Actually, and you
try talking to this guy.
Well, you hear a comm thing come in, and your handler, who you know as Handler, he's the guy who actually arranges your missions, sets them up for you, makes sure that you have all the equipment that you need, dispatches you on them, and then pays you afterwards. And generally is the guy on comms when you're running the mission. He comes on the radio and he says, guys, what's the holdup? This is a really, really simple mission. You just gotta take the package to car 22. That's it. Smoke, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
We're heading the wrong direction again. So,
well, you said car 22.
Wait a minute.
Well, here, hold on. And he zips, and you all of a sudden on all 3 of your heads-up displays, you get a little thing. It says car 22, and then it says how distance in yards to car 22.
Yeah.
And it's got an arrow indicating, just like a video game, like which
Can
way
we
you gotta
respond back to him?
go. Yeah, it's an open
Okay.
radio
Yeah. Okay.
communication.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd point out we just got hit. I mean, we just got ambushed.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Have encountered are being
Yes.
pursued.
I saw that there are black hounds in the thing. Have you guys tried to you guys maybe tried to plug the door up behind you and then just just book it? I'm just saying. I mean, they're not on you right now.
No, I mean, do you guys want to do that? I can try to
Why don't you
hack
just
the door
disconnect
closed.
the car?
That would be fun.
Just disconnect
With my aggressive ability.
coupler.
Yeah.
Couplers are like super low
Yeah.
tech.
Enjoy refreshments from our vending machines spread throughout the train.
Try to just use your hacking to activate the magnetic coupler and disconnect that car and everything behind us. Wait a minute, though. Is that where we want to be? We want to be in car 22, right?
We're going towards 22. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and interestingly, you as you're looking at that heads-up display, it kind of flickers for a second there. The first digit kind of changes from 2 to 1.
We're being screwed.
And then
We're being compromised.
and then it switches back to 22. And then you once again hear the following.
Dear passengers, please get the fuck out to car 12, not 22. 12.
So the guy that you've been hacking kind of looks at you and goes, "Can I help you?"
I'm going to say, hi, sir. We're having some trouble. I'm actually looking for a certain spot on the platform. I need to get off there. Like, I'm getting picked up by the ambulance.
Okay.
I'm going to work. Can you help us out?
Like,
we're getting weird messages. 12, 22, 2, whatever. It's a mess.
Listen, man, I don't know what kind of vapo you took before you got on here, or maybe what kind of glimmer stim you're on, but I'm just gonna drink my coffee and you move on. All right.
All right. Y'all have a good day, sir. I'm gonna find the nearest vending machine and see what's going on there.
All right. So there is one at the dead center of every cart.
Okay.
And so you're you're walking up to the vending machine.
Yep.
All right. So you do hear this again.
What goods are on offer?
Enjoy refreshments from our vending machines spread throughout the train.
Oh, what goods are on offer? Goodness, this is so. I'll be honest. In the far-flung future where we're at, the craze of vending machines as they are in Tokyo really took off, particularly after like the third or fourth like drastic pandemic that wiped out, decimated the entire global population. The idea of being able to get goods and services without physically interacting with somebody became very, very popular. So you've got a pretty healthy stash of vending machines here, but weirdly, as you're looking at all of the vending machines, you notice that for some reason everything's $12.
That's it. We're going to car 12, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I've got
The use of firearms
is prohibited inside the vehicle.
The Transmetropolitan Monorail
Company, thanks for your compliance.
All right. So we're going to have to go through these guys that are there. So why don't we go back through them to get to car 12?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because as you turn around, you notice that the group of black hounds is now starting to stack on the door. They're kind of looking at the cables that are popped out and trying to figure out how they're going to open the door now. But they're directly on the opposite side of it there.
Watcher, I'm a little confused.
Okay.
You said guns are prohibited, so why do they have guns?
I didn't say guns are prohibited.
Well, the voice said guns are prohibited.
Well, sure. I didn't say that. Maybe they're rule breakers.
All right.
I'm going to gesture at Smoke. I'm going to get him out of line of sight of the Black Hounds.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, listen, put the box in my med bag. I'm gonna try and bluff my way past these guys.
Medical emergency?
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
Okay.
it's a
give you
narcotics
the-
box. I'm dressed as an EMT. Man, I can't just crack that open.
All right. You can have the case.
All right, it goes right into the bottom of my med bag underneath
Mm-hmm.
literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, including like it's
I'm sorry,
including all the bag.
I can't stop myself. Guns are also prohibited in DC too, Sean.
Hey, Jeff.
All right. I'm going to just be prepared if they don't do that to start stabbing people.
All right, so I just
Okay.
want to make sure I've got this clear. So we've got Smoke, who's kind of edged away from the door, right? And then we've
Mhm.
got the Face, who is standing directly in front of the door, ready to
Mhm.
confront them as soon as they open it. And then we've got Nyx, who's blended off to the shadows. Are we going to say on the opposite side?
Yeah, I'm at the side of the door.
Okay.
I'm ready to start.
You got your stabbies out?
I got my Ginsus out.
All right. Cool. So, and we're just gonna wait for them to open the door, right? We're not gonna open it on our side, or
Yeah, I'm gonna look clearly irritated and busy.
oh, so you're gonna give the old why won't this door fucking open play?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, go for that, Faze.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, you have to come up to the door like, oh my god, I need it to open. Why isn't it opening?
Yeah, I'm
Calm
gonna actually
down.
walk up to the door and just, like start rattling it and just be like, "Hey guys!" Just point at the lock. Guys, can you get this open? I have someplace to be.
All right. So
pointing at my
one
watch.
of the forward black hounds, one of the ones that's got the taser, holsters the taser, and makes motions, and you can't really see because it's just a little porthole, right? But like he
Mhm.
bends down below view of the porthole, probably kneeling down to try and fix whatever the door is, and shortly thereafter, the door pops open, and Harold, you get a notification that you are being scanned.
Okay, nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, just do
Yeah.
your thing.
You gotta stand there.
I'm just gonna
so,
look exasperated.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And they're if are you gonna say anything, or if not, they're gonna probably start prodding you.
You gonna tell them there's an emergency?
Yeah, like guys, I gotta get forward. I've got my medic bag. I don't want to get rolled on the way to work. Come on, can I just get
All right.
moving? I need to get off the next station and just get out of here. It's already been a shitty day.
Okay.
Called me back to work. Can you believe this?
So
Like,
we're
I'm
Sean. Sean. Sean, check the text messages.
Yes, yes, yes,
I saw
Yes.
it. It's a good one.
yes.
So you're gonna try and bluff your way past him, right? Why don't you give me a roll for this? First of all, tell me the approach and then the skill you're using, and any are you gonna use your augmentation? What's going on here?
I'm definitely going to use my augmentation. I'm going to be super empathetic. I'm going to like just try and suck every
Jeez,
ounce
Blaine, I
of
see that now.
sympathy out
Yes,
of them.
it's
You got-
private.
You got 2 points of empathy, right?
I have 2 points of empathy. I've got negotiate, like
You got 2 points to negotiate.
3 in influence, and I've got my augmentation.
So yeah, you got 2 points of influence, 2 points for empathetic, and your augmentation.
3 points of influence.
In that, so you have 2 points of influence with an edge, not the same as
with
3
an edge.
So,
Ooh,
all right,
this is nerve wracking.
is 5 good enough? Because on a 2, what's going to happen is they're all going to start attacking you guys, or you particularly.
Well, I've got a
I should
6
say
there.
they will attempt to. Oh no, this isn't a roll yet. This is just your dice pool.
Okay.
So, if we roll this out and we fail, then the consequences will be that they will try and detain you.
We kind of thought that was going to happen if he's trying to go through them.
So acceptable.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Have to. That's why we have guns.
All right. Strangely enough, we have a success, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
They
So
sympathize with fellow first responders.
you slip right past them, and they start as soon as you pass them. Though they shoulder into the door and move their way into car 19 and begin scanning. Actually, the first person is going to be that gentleman with the turned off digipad. But Nick's probably you'll be able to avoid him for a little longer. But Smoke, you holding the package. Wait, no. You
I've already handed off. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you. Will
I did
probably
nothing
be
wrong at
next.
this point.
Yeah.
Well, what happened when they scanned the guy who had the black hole guy? What happened to him?
Well, they're kind of in the process of it now, and kind of shakes and goes, not him. Moving on to the next guy. You're pretty close there.
I have an idea.
Okay.
All right.
You said these guys in the back had guns and concussion grenades, correct?
Yeah. So there's there are 2 teams of 3, and you've got the guy who's probably there to actually apprehend somebody. He's got a hand taser. Then you got the guy behind him. He's got your 40 mic concussion grenades, and then a little launcher for those. And then the third guy there's got the lethal backup. He's got the an SMG.
Is it possible to pull the pin on the concussion grenade since I'm practically invisible as he passes?
Yes. Hold on a second.
I love it.
Oh no.
No.
I'm not sure I'm gonna like it if they're right in front of me.
Yeah, that is.
Well, I'm going to create a big enough diversion so hopefully you can get out and I can get out.
Okay.
And then we'll discouple the car.
Well, you said. Well, hold on. Wait. You said so, but there's 2 teams of 3. Are they both? Are
Yes,
both teams?
they're pushing their way through a choke point right now.
Yeah. Okay. And the other team of 3, is it a similarly armed group, or
No. What
are
I'm
they
saying
just-
is the whole
oh.
group of 6 is pushing their way, and yes, it's 2 groups of 3 that are exactly the same armed.
Okay, so 2 lethal and then 4 non-lethal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I say we pull the last guy coming through with a concussion grenade, which will be closest to me, but I can dodge back into the gap between cars.
Mm-hmm.
That'll take out a whole bunch of these guys unexpectedly, and I'm going to go link up with the face.
So that just leaves you to work your way past them.
Well, I can, if necessary, I can take out any that are still standing.
Well,
I got to believe packed in a car like that, it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
gonna cause a big panic of the clients too.
So now there's a couple of guys in between me and Blaine, and I'm like, okay.
So I'm gonna say, for the sake of
Okay.
this, that part of your guys' standard augmentation kit is that the same thing that allows you to communicate like using words but non-verbally with your controller handler, you can do the same with each other.
Okay.
Boom is coming is what I send.
All right. Grab your socks.
All right. So give me what are we doing here? So
I
you're
think that would be my stealth, which is
Yeah.
2.
All right.
And
Let
I
me
would
get your
guess
rifle.
athletics, which is 2.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I mean,
You got
it's
anything
not
else that's
great.
gonna help you with that? I mean, you're currently using your stealth augmentation, so I'll give you another one for stealth there. Anything
right.
else?
That's about it. That's the only things that make sense to me.
All right.
And I'll probably pull 2 of those pins if I can.
Now, I will say that your stealth thing is probably on a. We should have established this beforehand. My bad. I've only run this a couple times, but we should say that there's a limitation to it, and I'd say that
You
we're
move too
probably
fast.
on a timer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so I would say that we're probably within about 15 seconds of being up with the current charge, and you probably need to take a long rest and watch an ad in order to gain another charge on that.
All right.
So, all right. So, if we fail, we're going to say that the guy doesn't see you, but he detects that there's a person there, and he's going to probably turn around and launch an attack with his taser.
No problem.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, partial success with a consequence.
Tell me what that looks like, Blaine.
It looks like
What's-
a really bad roll.
Yeah, but what is like? You succeed. You got the pin. How does it go wrong for it? We need at least you're gonna get a minor consequence here. You're probably gonna do something that's gonna get your bell
I'm
rung.
probably going to be hit by the blast as well.
The
Gotcha. So
the guy feels you grab the pins and he grabs onto you as you're,
actually, that's not a terrible one. And then
I like that.
you
Let's do it.
pull
Yeah.
away, like you're able to get
Yeah,
away,
but like
And
you're
just
unbalanced.
then
and you
is when
fall.
my
Yeah.
stealth stuff
yeah, he
wears
grabs
off.
you. Yeah, your stealth goes away and you're holding the pins and he's holding you by the arm and you're like, uh-oh.
Well, it's more of an unknown for him, but not my
Yeah.
butt.
Well, you're standing right next to him though, so.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna say that he's able to. So he doesn't completely hold on to you, but he does get a hold of your clothing long enough that it pulls you off balance and you stumble instead of just running out that door.
Okay.
And that means that you are within range when the concussion grenades go off.
Great. Set them off, man.
So I'm gonna say that you're gonna take. Do you see the wound part of your page there?
The stress thing, or
Harm. It's gonna be lower right on the next to your skills.
oh yeah.
All right. You're
Where's
gonna
this at?
take. You're gonna take a level 1 harm. You
One of
got
them?
your bell rung, and you can just wrote bell rung. Level 1 harm. Yeah.
Do I check off both or just one?
1.
All right.
I'm gonna say that you're also, for the purposes of like the next little thing, your next roll is gonna be -1 dice, whatever it's gonna be.
All right.
Because you're still reeling from the grenades
Totally
having
worth
gone
it.
up.
Still would have done it anyway because it was funny.
All right, so the black hounds all kind of suddenly snap and they look back towards Nyx, whose camo has just worn off. And part of their network AI then kind of traces back and sees the connection there to smoke. And the face is a little further down, so it's not actually threatening, but they do now know who your party is because they were able to get into your local network very slightly.
Wow.
And oh boy, we're gonna say that the guy wearing the concussion grenades he's not unconscious, but for the sake of the fight, he's not a threat.
Yes, okay.
We're gonna say that probably the two that were standing close to him are also sent reeling. They're gonna take at least a couple turns to be able to react. And we'll say that the three that were still closest to the door are stunned but okay. And with that, one of them is actually going to whip out his taser, and he's gonna stab it at Nyx. Picture
Cool.
an asp but with a cattle prod at the tip.
All right.
The way that combat in this works is that the enemy doesn't actually roll. What happens instead is that you guys roll to resist them.
All right.
Ah.
So, how are we going to resist them being poked with this cattle prod? Nyx.
I've got a sword. I'm going to try to parry it out of it, or cut his hand off, basically.
Gotcha. So that's going to be an aggressive one, probably, right?
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a 1 for me.
One. Okay, and then close combat, right?
Close combat, I have 2, and then I have down a weapon
And then
blade.
you've got one of your blades there, and then we'll
Mhm.
take 1 bonus away from that.
All right.
So you're going to try and parry, and I'm going to say that if
Well,
he goes,
parry,
he's
but
gonna-
I'm trying to cut his hand off.
oh yeah. So if it goes real well, that's definitely how it's going to go. But at the very least, we're going to hope to parry this. And if we fail, he's going to stab you, and he's going to give you another point of harm, and that's probably
All right.
going to move you through your level 1 harms. And after that, it starts to get to stuff like cutting hands off and taking gunshots.
Mm.
Oof.
Ah,
All right. You know
So
what? I will let you, if you want, take an additional stress to
You
get
gonna
one
write-
more.
all right, sure.
You can push yourself.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Oh,
I did absolutely nothing.
Blaine. Oh,
All right,
Nyx,
so
Nyx
Blaine,
rides the lightning.
Blaine, you ride the lightning, you find yourself on the ground.
I take another harm, right?
Yeah, you take another harm, and that's going to fill up your level 1 harm meter.
Yep.
Winston, what are you doing?
Well, the grenades went off. Am
Oh, yeah.
I impacted at all?
No, we're going to say that because he gave you the warning, you moved behind cover.
Okay. Do
There's a lot
they?
of people running around panicking.
Well, that's what I mean. Is anybody suspected of me being involved with it yet? You said they saw into the network for a second.
So what they did is that they could see who he's calming with, and so they could see that he's calming with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so you're definitely on the threat chart. You're just not standing next to them holding a knife.
Okay, and there's no way I can hide anymore. They know it's me.
Like
right that second.
I'm trying stuff, but I don't think you could try and hide in a crowd. No.
Okay. Can I? Well, my hacking, can I shut down their comms or their abilities to recognize me, or is it already too late?
Hell no. Well, as far as the
I'm trying to
ability to
think.
recognize, but if you wanted to hack, you could do all kinds of nasty things to them. You might even be able to sever their ability to use their weapons and things like that.
Well, what I was thinking at the very least, what I was thinking at the very least is trying to deflect, and I don't know who. I was going to think because they got into what Nyx was doing, but if they don't know who I am yet, to hack them so they can't detect who he is communicating with and disrupt that signal for him. Because if they do that, then I could say like I'm just a dude, and I can get away from them because they're trying to scan or do whatever it is they're doing. Because if everything's going haywire right now, they're not going to be busy trying to scan. They're just trying to figure out who else is fighting. I don't know. I'm trying to think my way through this. I'd be hacking their internal comm relays there to try to shut it down.
Okay.
Any further discussion between the two teams?
Well, I mean, so the two teams are standing right next to each other, so they'd be able to yell.
Oh, okay.
Or just talk.
Okay, well.
But like I said, you can go after other stuff, though. You can try and short circuit these guys with your hacking. You can try and cut off their ability to, like, their brain's ability to access.
If they have augments, I'd like to shut down their augment abilities.
All of them do. They're all heavily augmented.
Okay, well then I want to attack all their augmenting.
That were you to like shut them down, they might not be able to move.
Oh, is it? Well, if it's power, if it's powered armor, I want to shut their armor down.
It's more legs that are carrying armor, but yeah.
Well, I don't think they're bots. I think they're humans.
Still. No, they are. But
they're bots. Oh, okay.
No. They're humans, but or at least they appear to be humans. I would say though that they're probably more metal than machine now. Like most high-end soldiers.
Overload their power. Have them blow up.
If we'll do that. I'll overload what I can.
Okay.
If we can disable them, I want to do that. But at the very least, I want to remove them from the fight.
Sounds good. So we're going to try and
because there's no way I can get through them all.
Specifically, the team of 3 next to the door, right, is who we're focused on.
Yes, because I can get out then.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me
how
you're going to build your dice pool on that one?
Okay, so we are going to be. I'm using my augmentation, the Vandal OS system, because there's no hiding what we're doing. I'm using both of my approaches for smart, and then I've got the coding. I got the 2 coding plus hacking, and
alrighty. So you got a dice pool of 5.
Yeah, I got to do it.
Do you want to push yourself and take another?
Well, I mean, I do have influence, and part of that is intimidation. So I don't know if that's
I don't really know how that rolls into.
I don't know either.
But you can literally just take a stress to push yourself to make.
I'll take a stress. Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it because it's not just me, but it's Nyx too.
6.
So, yeah.
All right.
So I mark a stress point down, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a stress point.
All right.
So if we fail this, I'm going to say the consequences are that you're going to be like they're legitimately just going to launch an attack on you next instead of like stopping to detain Nyx. They're gonna leave him riding the lightning on the ground and come at you.
I'm gonna have to get some iron out. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we have a
Oh my
success. So the team next to the door suddenly, literally, sparks start shooting out of the control module near their lower back that controls the. So they've got regular human legs, but they've also got an additional thing that runs down the side of the legs that is a load-bearing capacity.
They got
right?
exosuits. Yeah.
It basically, right?
Yeah,
And so
exoskeletons.
now those are it's wired into their actual skeleton, but could technically be removed, right? So the exo legs are short circuiting now. They're literally, the hydraulics on them are pumping up and lowering down differently on each leg, and these guys are kind of shuffling around trying to keep balance. And two of them actually do fall over flat onto the ground and are doing the help! I've fallen and I can't get up! Life alert! But the last one is still kind of on his feet, but he's not super functional at the moment. So if you tried to dash past him, you might be able to. Although, again, the other team does have Nyx on the floor. Face, are you going to do anything?
Well, I thought the team that had Nyx on the floor was the team at the door because he got.
No. That'd
the
be the
door,
team that
okay.
had pushed forward more.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Harold, are you there?
I'm walking.
Oh, so you're
I've
not
got the
going to
package.
stop and help? Okay, all right.
It's
Yeah.
working. Our diversion's working.
Yeah, you got the mission.
Yeah, I've got the package. I can't be going back there. I'm clearly just an EMT. I'm freaked out. I
mean,
take
you
off
haven't.
sprinting.
I'll put it this way: you were in car 18, and before you say that you took off sprinting, you did not make it even halfway through car 19 before the grenades went off, and you watched the hacking take place. So you could see that there's 6 of them, 3 of them are pretty well incapacitated, the other 2 are reeling, and they've got your compadre on the ground. But you're gonna take off. Just making sure.
God. So
I
I'm sorry.
delivered the
I got the
package.
thing that. Yeah, I got the package. So if I don't get out, none of us get out.
Yeah.
Well, and
I'm sprinting.
operator does come on the radio as he sees you start to take off and goes, Harold, where the hell are you going? The package needs to be delivered to car 22.
I'm trying to maintain my cover. I'm busy. Mute.
Is it our same voice that we know it's him, or is it a different voice?
It seems familiar to you.
Okay.
I mean, so you're to be very honest, you're having a lot of trouble remembering anything before that first concussion grenade.
Okay.
You don't know if you took a like it landed pretty close to your feet. You're not sure if like it's actually that or something else. But yeah,
Okay.
you don't have a ton of memories from before that. Now I will say that before we go any further, you do hear the following over the intercom system. Oh, if it'll play. Hold up.
Please secure your packages or throw them through the window.
And the distortion in the voice does seem to be getting significantly worse.
That sounds interesting.
Okay, so you're booking
Well,
it.
Yeah.
So
I'm booking it.
No.
I'm holding my medic bag like my life depends on it, and like it's a full-on functional med kit, and I've got like the packages at the bottom, and I've got it in both hands, and I'm sprinting. I'm
Okay.
gone.
all right. So we'll say we're gonna hold on to you for now. Nyx, you're on the ground and you kind of start to you know how have you ever actually ridden the Lightning before?
Once.
Okay. So did you get tunnel vision at all?
No.
Okay, so as control of your muscles starts to return, you feel very twitchy, but you're able to start kind of doing something. You notice that the guy who had been shocking you is now looking back at the other members of his squad and not paying attention to you.
Stabby McStab in the backy.
All right,
Yeah.
build me a dice pool for that.
I'm going to go with stealth, which is 2. close combat, which is 2, and I also have a
Now-
specialty in blade, which is.
I'm going to come back and say that stealth's been blown on this one. I
Oh.
think this is probably
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with
it.
aggressive, which is 1. Close combat 2, and I have a specialization in blade,
All right.
so it's 3, 4.
So it would be 4, but again, your bell
yeah.
is still kind of rung. So
right.
we're going to take these 3.
And we're
I'm gonna
going
say
to
the
roll the
worst-
crappiest dice roll we've ever
Big
seen.
money, here we go.
Big money, no whammies.
Do I get anything from behind?
You do make with the stabby,
All right,
but it's
good.
a qualified success.
All right,
But
good.
tell me what happens.
What do you
I
mean?
think- Well, I think
Oh.
maybe a good idea of this is that you stab him, but he loses control of his motor functions, and now there is a very heavy riot guard on top of you, bleeding.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me. I'll take it. I think that's fair.
Okay. Smoke.
I'm thinking of him as body armor at this point.
So there are 2 left, and they are reeling. And you notice that there is a pool of blood slowly seeping out from where Nyx has
Yeah.
a large guard on top of him.
I mean, I have to do it because I got, face is already gone. I gotta get Nyx up because I don't know what we're gonna need. We need everybody if possible.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna fight the 2 that are still up because
without-
they're not
you know-
they're not 100%. So I feel like I can take them.
How are you going to fight him? What's our approach
Well-
here? What are we doing?
Oh, I'm gonna
You
start
got a
throwing
gun?
copper. I'm gonna throw some copper, dude.
All right.
Like,
So we're gonna
DC
pull out
Metro.
our we're
Our
gonna
gear.
pull out. I'm guessing that this is like a telescoping assault rifle that essentially you can kind of pop it out and then chunk, chunk, chunk.
yeah. I mean, because I was looking at the load gear here. How many? Like, how is this gonna work with the low gear
Well,
thing at this point?
if you're so you guys, what did you pick? Light or medium?
I picked medium
All right, so I'm just gonna say that
because I'm dressed as like a guy, like a regular looking guy, kind of going to work. So I kind of like
I'm gonna say that
I can
you're,
have baggier clothes.
Yeah, you just take up one pip out of your gear. So you got
Okay.
5 pips from your medium gear. We'll say one of those pips happened to have been your trusty
Okay.
telescoping gat.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so
All right, so give me a roll on that. Build me a dice pool.
Yeah, so I got 1 aggressive. At this point for the I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It sounds pretty intimidating. You just come up and start dropping the blackhounds in the train car. Nobody's gonna fuck with you after that. I don't know.
Clearly, you've never ridden the DC Metro.
So what did you take for? Well, I mean, you're shooting a gun, so it's probably
Yeah.
ranged combat, right?
Yeah, but it's just because I didn't carry the streetwise anymore, but I got a ranged combat, just 1.
Okay.
But if they're already, but I don't need as much because they're already somewhat incapacitated, so
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
need to have a true edge on them.
No, and in fact, I'd say that the worst that's going to happen here is that they kind of start to snap out of their daze, right?
Yeah.
They can kind of start to act after this, but yeah. All right, we got
Yeah.
3 dice. Sound like a roll?
Yep.
Okay. Whew, qualified success. I'm going to say that you plug both of them to the point where they are no longer functional, maybe not dead, but click, 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 click. You're on an empty chamber.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. I mean, if they're down and the other guy's bleeding,
Yeah. Well, not just bleeding, but unable to control anything from his
yeah,
waist down, roughly.
yeah. I mean, at that point, I'd go take care of Nyx, make sure that's not him
All right.
bleeding.
He's
So now
basically
we're-
half a Biden.
Yeah. I mean, and they're done, right? Those guys I dropped, they're done.
Yeah,
right?
they're not
Okay.
going to get back up
Okay.
anytime soon. Weirdly,
Okay.
though, you notice that all the ones that are dead, like dead,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of start to pixel dissolve.
Wait,
Okay.
The bodies
We're in the
start to
Matrix,
dissolve
dude.
Yeah.
into pixels.
Oh.
And you also hear the following.
Running can cause accidents. Please do not run. Pick up instead.
I heard don't run.
Yeah. Weird. The voice is
Okay,
very
in
glitched
that
now.
case-
You're noticing that the male and the female voice are
Mhm.
are trying, almost seem to be at war with each other. They almost
Yes.
seem to be trying to take over who gets to speak
Yes.
over that speaker. And
Yes.
the two of you who have not muted him have your controller come over, and he's guys, can you please go figure out where the hell Harold went? He's got the package, and
Yeah.
he is heading in the wrong direction. Need I remind you how large the score from this mission is, and how incredibly hard it was for us to get here in the first place? Please unfuck this.
All right. So as soon as I hear the recommendation to stop running, I'm just gonna slow to a swift walk and
It's the pool rules.
Huh. But
Yep,
it's
pool rules.
very strange. So the glitched system does seem to start coming on more often now, and
Okay.
you do just kind of hear the same
Dear
ones you've heard,
passengers, please get the fuck to car 12, not 22.
kind of
12.
aggressively and overlapping on each other.
Hmm.
So you notice that a couple of people are running by you now, and one of them, as he's running by you, he's it's weird. Smoke, you're bending down to pick up Nick, so it's just kind of out of the corner of your eye, but
Yeah.
he kind of doesn't have a face.
We're in the freaking Matrix.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So I should add. So do you say anything? Because it's because it's Smoke who saw this.
Yeah. Oh, I would say, and that's not, and I just want to make sure we're clear. That's not normal for this universe that we're in, like running around without a face
No.
on. Okay.
No.
I just want to make sure that it can't be an option.
But you look to
Because
make
I don't want to
sure
be accused
and-
of racism.
No, but you look to make sure, and he's got a face.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you
Yeah,
were
but-
thinking.
Well,
He's
no,
got
but
a
that's
face.
well, that's what I mean. I'm looking and he doesn't have a face. I'd say,
Well,
what
no,
is
like,
it? Oh.
but he does now.
Oh,
Like,
he does now?
He
Oh.
didn't. Like, he didn't.
Okay.
You look out of the corner of your eye. He didn't have a face, but then you.
Oh,
actually look to
I
confirm,
think
and
he
he's got a
needs,
face.
and we're sure that's not my internal head melting down, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, God. I'm gonna tell Nix what I just saw. That guy doesn't have a face, or his face is glitching.
Is it possible we're in the net right now?
As Nix says that, the train suddenly lurches and it pitches down so that it's going at a 45-degree angle towards the ground, and you suddenly feel yourselves float up towards the center of the cabin in
Oh.
0G.
This is problematic.
Yeah, Harold,
Uh-oh.
you're suddenly no longer touching the ground, but with the same momentum as you were traveling forward with. Luckily, you did slow down, so you're not slamming into the alternate bulkhead, but you are arriving with some force. Yes.
Oh,
This isn't real.
this yeah. I
Who's got our best hacking skills in the group?
Me. Because I've got that. I got the Vandal system.
Dude, I think we are wired in somehow,
Yeah.
and we need to get
You
to
wanna-
one of the two locations to end
wanna
this, or
maybe
we
try
can try
and-
to hack our way out.
Or maybe I'm just saying, maybe we trying to analyze.
Yeah, we got to figure out what's going on. Like, where are we, or what is this?
So give me your analyze roll. You got 2 on smart. So what's your analyze again? 2?
My analyze. Hold on. Yeah, my analyze. No, because my analyze is just 1.
Okay.
Because that was just the people and things there. But I've got 2 smarts.
I'm going to give you a little push on this, and I'm going to say,
Okay.
after all this weirdness happened and
Yeah.
Nick said it, you don't even need to roll for it. You now understand that you are in not the Matrix, but a simulacrum, meaning this is a 3D
Okay.
digital representation of information to allow humans to interact with that information space. In fact, you're in a neural network.
Okay.
So it's
Whose
like
neural
every
network is it,
DLC
gentlemen?
from. All right, so we're in every DLC for Metal Gear, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Strangely, I never played Metal Gear.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Whose neural network is it, gentlemen? I personally think that it might be the neural network of Nix's former employer.
Oh dear.
Yeah, bastards.
What was it again, Nix?
Daddy Elon's neural
Corpulent
network.
gross leeches. CGL.
Right, yeah. I think this may actually be the CGL main neural network.
Oh.
Smoke, do you think you can hack their neural network from within?
Well, and interestingly,
Yes, we have to. There's no other way.
well, so that's actually
We don't know
what
how we
you're-
got there. So
well,
yeah, we have to.
You realize that you're actually in the process of doing that, and while it is definitely possible for Smoke to alter the nature of the to some degree of the information space that you guys are in, what you guys are doing right now is technically hacking, and in fact, face. As your body comes to rest against the bulkhead, you feel you're clutching the package, right?
Of course.
Okay. You feel the package start to stir within your hands.
Oh.
Panels begin to open. And 4 large armored tentacles, robotic tentacles, extend out of the thing. And they immediately begin trying to bore into your eyeballs. It was a virus.
Oh, I'm glad I gave that one away.
It was a virus.
It was a virus. So I'm going to.
How are you going to build me a pool of dice? How are you going to resist this thing taking swipes at your face?
This is not something I can talk my way out of. Okay. I've got 2 points of rigging and 1 of smart. I'm going to try and tangle them together and see if they can short each other. And
okay, so you're going to use your rigging to try and see maybe if you can find a weak point on the thing, or are you going to maybe throw it away from yourself, or?
Oh, if anything, yeah, actually,
throw it outside the crane.
Yeah, actually, the following plays over the PA announcements as you're having that thought.
Well,
please secure your packages or throw them through the window.
You know what? This is
now I'll be very clear. You're gonna have to fight against the thing's strength as it's trying to both wrap 2 around itself, two around you to give itself leverage, and then send 2 through your eyeballs.
Okay. So, I think I've got a plan.
Also, are we still moving or are we stopped?
Oh no, you're moving. So again, it's a simulacrum, but the train appears to be moving at a 45-degree angle at the ground, but the scenery outside isn't moving, so you don't suspect that you'll impact anytime soon. But it's weightless. Everything's 0G now. Kind of like if you were on a 747, the Vomit Comet.
Okay, so we were up really high to start with. Then it sounds like.
No. Okay, again, it's not real space, so there is no ground.
Okay, yeah, but I was trying. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it makes sense now. Yeah, we're just falling.
Okay, how close am I to a window?
The entire train is lined with windows, so you tell me.
I am, like, my back is up against that window. I'm going to donkey kick out the window and just yeet that shit.
So I'm gonna say that you can go ahead and try and give me, like, if you're primarily focused on trying to get it off of you rather than trying to stop it from stabbing you, then the failure condition is that it will probably get to stab you, and you're gonna need to struggle against it physically to throw it off you. In the scenario that you're talking about, you could definitely do it. I just want to point out that those are not your strong suits.
Well, I would also like to note that there is really no. How do I put it? There is no course of action in which there is no risk of me being stabbed.
No, it's very true, but
Yes.
in one way you might, like, you're fighting it stabbing you, and the other way you're trying to throw it out the window.
Can
Does
I-
that make sense?
Can I come in right now, Watcher? I mean, because
I'll allow it.
how far away? So
He's
I
in
got past.
you're in train car 19. He's
Yes.
in train car 18.
18,
He's
okay.
at the far end of train car 18. next to
Okay.
the doors to 17.
So we're too
Can
far.
I share video? Can I share video
Oh no,
over our
they have
Yeah.
they have a comm. You can share
we
what's
have
going
comms.
on, and
Okay, so I can
I was-
actually like send video of what I'm seeing.
in
Yeah.
space, your friends
Yeah.
can hear you scream.
Yes.
Oh, I'm definitely screaming. I'm going to stream.
Well, and then I said I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom for a second because this is very intimate with all the tentacles. But no, I'm.
Performance issues with men of a certain age.
Well, I can't do it in
That'll-
public.
Well, I'm gonna say real quick. Remember, Harold, that what I really need you to do, actually, at the moment, before Smoke can break in, is that I need you to build me a pool of what you're going to do to stop these tentacles from flying at your face. That's really what I need you to. Are you gonna? Is it aggressive? Are you gonna use technical knowledge to try and protect your face? How are we stopping these tentacles from turning you into a hentai?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to use some aggression
How many
and rigging to see if I can just like.
So
Well,
that's 1 and
cram.
3.
Well,
Do you want to push it?
I'll push it. I like
All
my
right.
eyes.
And then I'll offer, Smoke, you've seen what's going on. I will let you stress yourself out to be able to kind of through the network try and just give him a little bit of a push and try and disable the virus a little bit, right?
yes, I'm gonna try to do that. I was gonna say, Face, since you have a full medic bag, you could go like Battlefield style and try to zap him with your defibrillator.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? If you do it,
Video games do help.
I'll let you
Yep.
destroy the med bag and take an extra dice.
I'll destroy the med bag.
Dun dun dun
All right.
dun 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 dun.
So I think
So-
if you fail this, you're getting a level 2 harm.
So does this count? So I'm adding another stress point to jump in as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think if you fail this, you're losing an eye.
Yeah, I know this isn't reality, but I still really need.
Oh
my
no!
eyes
I
on
want to
it.
make it very clear, and you know this as well from your high school training. If you die in the simulacrum, you die in real life.
Oh, that's a problem.
All
right.
The feedback can cause neurological damage and various different things, like all kinds of crazy bad shit. So that is a 6, sir. You
There we
are
go, and a 5.
You shock that sucker, and it kind of takes a moment as it falls off you to recombobulate itself. Hell, I'll even say that
All right.
you were able to do 1 damage to the thing. It's got a
All
pool
right.
of 6 ticks, so you did 1 tick to it, and it falls off you, and you're in a panic though as you've stressed yourself to do this. You kind of throw it off and then skitter away. Your only real instinct is get the fuck away from it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab my silenced 46 because who wants a 45 when you can
Actually,
have a 46?
I'd say that took up all the time you had for that moment. But Nyx,
Okay.
I'm going to
Next.
push off with my blades to head down towards that end of the car.
all right. So we're gonna go flying Ginsu cut at it, right? Okay.
If I can, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like Raiden.
we'll just say that. Yeah, I mean,
Shing.
you're a fairly physically competent guy, and you may have had your bell rung, but you can do this. You've done some 0G training before.
I'm going to go
and
with aggressive, which is 1.
All right.
The question is this athletic or is it close combat?
I'd say it's probably close combat.
Okay, I have 2 close combat plus 1 for the blade.
All right. Plus 1 for the blade.
All right, let's do
And
it.
we're going to stress ourselves.
I think this is the time for that. Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead and
I will
We
mark
had
off the stress.
1 for aggressive, 2 for close combat, 1 for the blade, 1 for the stress, and I will say that you've also got an edge because you're using your bladed weapons.
All right.
All right, gents.
Let's go, Blaine.
My dice rolls have sucked up to this point, so
Yeah,
due for-
let's
you're
hear
due for
it.
a
Let's
change. You're
they're
due.
on the screen right now. I will do whatever it is you're gonna do. Berate them. Like, we need this.
Go get him, girls.
Oh, critical
Double
success,
sixes.
baby. In fact, I'm gonna say that you flat out sever 2 of this thing's arms before it's ever even really able to hit the floor. It was immaculate the way you flew through the air like a human torpedo, just spinning blades. Actually, you essentially were the bladed tomahawk for a moment there.
All right.
It was your spirit animal. And I'm going to say that you've gone ahead and done probably three more ticks to this thing. So he's got
All right.
2 more ticks left on it, and it's going to try and spider itself around and underneath some of the chairs. There's panic generally as it's moving around, and you kind of lose track of it for a moment, gents. Smoke.
does anyone have a
I mean,
grenade?
I kind of get the feeling right now I'm bouncing off walls. So
Yeah, take a moment to try and like you grab yourself and you stabilize yourself. And what do you do?
yeah. Well, you guys are already at the other end of the car, so I got to make my way to you, and we're falling downwards, right towards the end of the car. Are we still trying to kill it, guys, or do we want to keep moving?
I say we finish it off because if we don't,
Dear passengers, please get the fuck through car 12, not 22. 12.
Okay, so we need to keep going
You
to
know what?
12. What?
never mind. I'm pulling out
What?
my Silence 46 and we are going.
So you guys are making your way back through
Yeah.
through to car 17.
We were going. Well, we started out in 19. We made our way to 18. I thought we were going down to 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey,
thought
you're
we were
in
still
car
going.
18 right now.
Okay, yeah, we're in 18. Yes, we need to get out of car 18. I meet you guys down. I drop all the way down to the end of car 18 with you guys,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
we get
real
to the
quick,
door.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
at the door, and
We're
it was
gonna
once again locked.
we're severing the rear half of the train because
Well,
I don't know what the hell that thing is.
The door outside is locked.
Okay, I'm going through it. We're hacking through it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
don't
hack
even
it?
be subtle at this point.
No, we're doing the straight up aggressive hacking.
Okay. So remind me, that's going to be 2 for smarts and 2 for hacking, and another 1 because your cyber implant's still
And
active.
we're aggressive about it. We're not going to hide it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, in that case, you're a professional hacker. You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Door
I'm
pops
not going
open.
to hesitate.
Yeah. Door pops open.
It pops open. Okay, we get through it, but I want to sever the train. That's going to be the
Oh.
skill.
Okay. Well,
Whatever that is, we can't keep fighting it.
Well, it's a virus, and you guys
Yeah.
have kind of begun to piece together a little bit. You're kind of sure that the disruptions to the audio have been the male voice, and that the male voice is probably the virus, and that the male voice wants to go to car 22. But
We
the
go to
female
12.
voice is trying
Yeah.
to get you to 12.
We
But
should
the
keep going to
female
12.
voice wants you to take the virus to 12.
Ugh.
So
Well, I'm not going back to get it.
as we are sitting in the safety of car 17,
Yeah.
we're kind of taking a breather, taking a moment to try and figure out what's going on. You
And
hear
we're still falling.
you hear a scratching noise
Okay.
on the window. And you kind of turn to start looking at what that scratching noise is when the area of window that you were turning to look at shatters open, and the virus is currently launching itself at your face, Smoke.
We're gonna
Give me
have to.
how do you resist it?
I'm hacking it to kill it. There's no other way to. I gotta fight it.
Well, again, it's physically coming at you. So in order to
physically
hack it,
coming
you're
at
gonna
me.
have to
Okay,
stop. You're gonna have to stop it from hurting you first.
All right, I'm gonna have to use. I'm gonna have to. I've got ranged weapons. I'll have to use that.
Well, no. So you're gonna try and shoot it before it comes at you, rather than trying to stop it from getting at your face, right?
Well, I mean that's the only other I think that's my
all
better
right. So that's
option because I don't have close
probably
range.
Aggressive, and then we got 2 for firearms, and we got 1 for the
Yeah.
gun, right?
Yes,
All right.
we're gonna have to try.
Come on.
I'll take a stress point to push it because there's
How
not
far
a
up
whole
the
lot
stress
there.
meter are we?
I got 3.
Okay. All right.
I got 3 of 7.
Oh,
Worked.
yeah! You ping it, you wing it, and we'll say that midair the thing takes a couple bullets, and it's 0G, so it's still moving at you.
Yeah.
But you kind of watch the light die out of the thing, and it hits you like about 80 pounds of cooked spaghetti.
Ow.
Let's take it to car 12.
Yeah, so once it hits you, the it doesn't hit you hard, right? But the force of it kind of coming at you, the tentacles fragment off of it.
Okay.
And it's just a case now with a handle and there's some parts of it that are obviously open, and there's ports going inside of it, but it's just a case now.
I mean, sure, why not? It looks safe enough to pick up again.
What could go wrong?
Wait,
Yeah.
Now you can see
I've
through
got a
the bullet
plan.
holes you put through it. Let's hear
What's
it.
the plan?
okay, I've got a plan. So I'm gonna take off my medic overall. I'm wearing Versace suit underneath. We're gonna ball it up in that, and we're gonna ball it up in my EMT overalls, and I'm gonna hand that to Blaine. I'll be like, "This is all you." I'm gonna scout ahead and see what needs to happen here, and I'll tuck away my
Great.
46 and
Why not?
Wow. So
Are we still falling at a 45-degree angle, or is that stopped?
still falling at a 45.
Oh, so we can like
angle.
just fall our way through the cars.
You can just kind of float your way on down.
Yeah.
And in fact, now that the virus is clicked off, all of the doors down to car 12 not only seem unlocked, they all at the same time pop open. Slide.
oh
open.
yeah,
Let's go.
just gonna
Yeah,
eat
let's go.
myself.
Yes.
All right. So you guys very, very quickly make your way
Orbital drop to
through
12.
this car. There are various different people that are kind of in shock and clinging to their chairs as you make your way past them. And finally, as you make your way into car 13, it is empty except for a lone female standing in the middle of the room, emanating light.
Boss
And
battle.
she says to you in the same voice that you've heard over the PA system, "Please exit through car 12.
All right, I'm gonna go. Hey girl, how you living? Who the fuck are you?
She kind of turns to stare at you, and then again, both from her actual mouth and over the entire PA system, "Please exit through car 12.
But we have to go past her. I don't
Oh,
like
she's
that.
not blocking you.
Oh, I thought you said we could see her, so she's in the middle of the train car.
She's in the middle of the train car, but it's like a 20-foot wide. You can walk to either side of her very easily.
Okay. So she's like,
You
a
notice
hologram.
behind her that the car 12
Yeah.
You don't, as you're looking through the doorway, it's just blackness. There's no,
Ooh.
you don't
Half-Life vibe.
see a car back there.
Okay. So here's my plan. I'm going to interrogate this woman, see if I can get her number, and Smoke, why don't you take the package and just yeet it through, and if something happens in the blackness, something happens in the blackness. We figure out what the blackness is. I don't
I'm the
feel
one
like
with the
firing
package,
my...
so I'll go through.
All right.
Like, we don't have to take the
Nick's-
package through ourselves. We can throw it.
We have to
Nick
exit through the
steps-
car, though, she says.
Yeah, but we can't trust her.
Yeah, do you want me to hack her and see what it's all about, or try to?
All right. Clearly, my charm isn't working.
Today is a good day to ride.
Hey, girl. You've got eyes the same color as my toilet water. Why don't you tell me your name?
This guy's good.
Give me a. Oh, give
Hey,
me
baby,
a.
you know why we're having sex tonight? Because I'm stronger than you.
Give me a dice pool. Give me a dice pool on that.
I would have just gone with me so horny.
Yes.
Hey, girl. You'd look
Bill-
just
Bill-
like Venus de Milo if I cut off your arms.
So what
Yes.
is? I should ask. So you're flirting.
The
but, like,
Rizzler.
what is the goal with the flirting? What are you
Is to
hoping to
actually
achieve?
elicit a name. A name,
If
who you are, what you want, that sort of thing. Maybe
Also-
irritate it into a
You just
reaction.
asked her?
Yeah. But
Oh, okay.
in the
The,
sleaziest
in
way
a-
possible, as you've seen.
In a very ethereal voice, she says, "I am a digital representation of the neural network in which you currently reside. Please exit through car 12."
You think we need to hack it to figure out what's going on? Because we need to know what's going to be on the other side.
Well, the way I see it, there's two options. There's A, she's genuinely trying to help us,
Mm-hmm.
not flirting back. Gotta press exit out on that one. B, she's putting us into the recycle bin of her neural network.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Either we wake up or we're stuck in the end of Half-Life 1. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
what do you think, Blaine?
interestingly, another female voice comes over the comm. You remember now, weirdly, that this is actually your operator, and that the previous voice was the virus interposing itself on the communications from your operator. Oh my God, I'm so glad I can contact you guys again. Holy hell, what happened? Doesn't matter. I need you guys to get out as quickly as possible. There is currently a force of blackhounds breaking down my front door. So get the hell out now. Unplug. Come on.
How do we know this for sure if the virus has been messing with our memories?
I don't know.
You know what? It's either we fight her and try to kill her, which makes no sense.
You do
Yeah.
hear gunfire. You do hear like
In the background.
explosions and gunfire. coming from
I say we
operators
jump
back.
on through, guys.
Let's eat. Yeah, let's go.
It's either we're all dead, and you guys could say, "Well, it was Blaine's bad choice," or
Yeah.
we end up somewhere.
Yes.
But I think we gotta go all the way.
Well, yeah, because if we try to fight her, that's like solitaire fighting Windows OS. That doesn't work. So, yeah, let's just go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I got the
I'm actually going to
package.
grab her and take her with us.
So
we'll see
as
if
you
that
try and
works.
physically grab her, your hands just pass right through.
Yeah, she's like a
Oh,
hologram.
ball sacks. All right, fuck it.
I got the package,
I gotta-
man. I got it like a football.
All right, let's fall through the door.
All right.
All
So
right.
you guys jump out, and for a moment, each of you has that feeling in the pit of your stomach when you go over the edge of the roller coaster,
Mhm.
like you're falling, and blackness. Boom! You're suddenly awoken as a concussion grenade goes off next to the VR cradles that you guys have been laying in. The cabling connecting you to the interface, allowing you to jack into the neural network, is dangling loosely from the back of your head, so you can unplug yourself at will. You notice that the room itself is very, very grungy. This is actually not the room that you typically see a runner set up in. This kind of looks like somebody found an abandoned tunnel and maybe drug a bunch of half hacked together components down into to build themselves a little architecture. And you do hear echoing off the walls much further down the tunnel the sounds of gunfire.
Mhm.
As you kind of look around the room, you also see sitting in the corner, literally just like fingers flying at 1,000,000 miles an hour, your oh goodness, my
Handler?
brain just went out of this. No, not handler. Handler's purely digital. This is your the person whom you guys hired in order to, because none of you actually specialize in this particular skill set, to inject you into the neural network. So this is an employee of yours for this mission, as part of the heist, but not necessarily part of the crew. And she is panicking. Oh my god, they're here. Oh my god, CGL's here. Oh fuck, you guys quick. And she stops, and why are you not unplugged yet? Get the fuck unplugged. And she grabs a gun.
Is she a liability?
I don't think so. But she's
Okay.
she does run towards the back of kind of the chamber where there's like there's a couple shelves there and just some kind of components on the shelves, and she just pivots the entire shelf forward and onto the floor, and then starts scrabbling at a doorway that was hidden behind those shelves.
Follow her.
Come on, you gotta go.
Who are the CGL guys fighting? Do we have other people up front? You heard?
No,
you
it's
said there's gunfire.
So she says, no, it's my automated systems. We gotta go. Those turrets are almost down.
Okay, then let's go.
Yeah, follow, man.
So you guys make your way out through a dank tunnel, which
I'm going to actually try and like close shit behind us. Maybe lock it a little.
But you wade through about knee deep sewage water as you move your way through the pipes and tunnels, hearing explosions behind you and watching a small rippling wave of rats try and escape the way out in front of you. But you eventually do come to a manhole cover. You kind of climb up and out, and your hacker friend is gone by the time either of you get up and out. She's not paid for this. Operator does come on and says, listen, I've got a limo waiting 3 blocks away. I need you guys to make it there stealthily, and we should be all right.
We didn't die.
Yeah.
You guys proceed to the limo, make it to the safe house.
Are we for sure in the real world, or are we sure we're not sure? Like a double
as far as you can tell, man.
Okay.
As far as you can tell.
Okay, so now we know for sure. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill someone to make sure they don't disintegrate.
Okay, I accept that. I think that's a good approach.
We'll have to roll down the window and shoot somebody.
So you guys
This
do make
was
it to
like
the limo,
being in
then, yes?
DC.
All right,
so we get to the
guys.
safe house. Okay.
So you guys have made it to the safe house, and now it's time to do the part of the mission where you've succeeded. You made it out. And in fact, I'm going to ask you to look at the very front sheet of everybody's character sheets. This was a big mission. You guys were paid in order to plant a tracking device inside of that neural network. Now, that was hijacked by a third party who was trying to force you to plant a more aggressive virus, but you were technically successful in your mission of planting the tracker in the network before any of this ever happened. So you guys, having bugged the network, can gain 2 points of credit.
Ooh.
All right.
That's going to be very worthwhile to your employer. So here's how we're going to do this, guys. Do you let me find the character sheet again, bring it up on screen.
Okay.
Do you see this part Oh, where was it again?
It's on the other page. It's below one of the boxes. There's debit and credit.
Debit and credit, yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna go ahead and add the creds, but what I'm looking for is the angle rolls. This is this is the final thing. We're gonna figure out whether your characters got what they want and how badly that fucked up their lives.
Oh,
Where's
Let's
that? Let me see that.
I'm trying to. It's on one of the panels here.
And how much credit did we get? 0.2 credit?
Yeah, go ahead and 2 pips of credit for that, man. That was
Okay.
pretty good.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've done one of these.
Assets upgrades.
Special.
You know what? Hold on just a second, gents. It might actually be on the DM sheet rather than the character player sheet. I thought it was on the player sheet, so. Core framework. Nope, that's not the one we wanted. GM guide. There we go. Give me just a second to find it, and then we should be... here we are. Our angel roll. So each of you is going to take a turn. You're going to declare... Hold on just a second. Yeah. So you're going to basically declare what it is that your character does with the money that you've got here and how you're going to try and do that. You get to take an approach, right? So you add your approach dice to this dice pool.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got any debt, you -1 for each debt that you got into over the mission. If you failed to comply with the mission requirements, which you guys didn't, you also get minuses. And then you get a bonus dice for each dice marked cred. So you guys get your approach plus 2 creds for your finishing roll. And here's how this is going to work, gents. Just like every other roll, a double 6 anywhere in your pool is a critical, unqualified, remarkable success. I'll just read it to you. You succeed remarkably after all other players are done. Choose who you offer a helping hand to improve their result by 1 step. Describe together how this works in the fiction. If you just get a single 6 and succeed, you got out of it mostly intact, but why doesn't it feel like you won? If you score a 4 or a 5, you did it, but you know it won't last, and how are you going to prepare for the next time? And a 1 to a 3 is, you may have succeeded the mission, but whatever it was that your life's goal was, you fucking failed at. And I'll give you an example, gents. One of the very first characters that I brought through this decided that he was a future MMA fighter. He decided that he'd had his body just completely augmented out in order to be able to withstand massive hits and to be able to deal them on the level of just a professional fighter in the far augmented future. But the problem therein is that think about how much it costs to operate a Formula One car, right? Like now imagine that all of those components then have to be integrated into your body. And it's not just racing, it's fighting. So literally every time you fight, most of those have to be entirely rebuilt from scratch. Takes massive, massive gobs of money. So he wanted to make himself famous enough to step up from the lower league and get a permanent sponsor. So he chose to use the money that he won out of this gig in order to hire somebody to take a big fall in a big fight so that he could, really raise his status and hopefully achieve a good sponsorship. Unfortunately, he rolled solid 1s. And so the jobber that he hired to try and up himself in the profession decided that it was his chance and beat the brakes off of him on international television.
Ooh.
Oh.
So who wants to go first? Nix, I think you're up.
All right. Well, my whole thing was to make them
dice
pay.
pool. Yeah. So how are you going to use your approach and your money to make CGL pay?
I'm going to use my money to promote secrets that I have about that company that they don't want public.
All right.
Make them public, and that's going to lower their stock value and drive them into bankruptcy.
Okay, we'll give you 2. And then what's the approach on that? That's going to be stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my stealth is 2.
Best of luck to you then. This is your roll.
I'm on 6s.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Blaine.
All right.
All right.
Again,
Nice.
So
Crushed
we're
it.
gonna hold off on your story. You're gonna give us the results last because you also get to tell us how you use part of that to help one of these other two out. All right, Winston, build me a dice pool.
All right. Well, for him, it's he's helped too many people escape. He's got too many secrets that he needs to disappear.
Okay. So
And
part of that's money going to help you disappear, and what's the approach on the disappearance?
The money makes the money makes so you can disappear, but it's going to be using the smarts and stealth to try to set up a new life and try to set up a new.
You're gonna try and use your intelligence then to try and completely establish a new identity and make your way out.
Yeah.
All right.
Best of luck to you. Go sell fishing lures.
Ooh, you got a 6. All right, face. Actually, no. Smoke. Tell us how that looks. You got a 6. That's a success.
Yes. Oh, I thought we were waiting till.
Well, no. You go ahead.
I mean, it does. He does. He gets to go to. I mean, he's gonna start. Moves. He's able to start doing. He kind of starts over a little bit as far as doing some of the low level hacking and whatnot, but he stays out of the way, helps other people commit heists, but he's able to evade the people that are worried that he'll tell the secrets that they have with him.
Gotcha. All righty. Fantastic. All right, Harold. It's your turn.
All right. Well, I borrowed a lot of money. I've got a lot of people to pay. That money's going to help a lot. It'll put me back in the graces of people who were against CGL and, hopefully buy me a little goodwill so I don't have people chasing me to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, money goes a long way like that.
Yep. And I'm hoping to I've changed my mind and be like, I can't see myself doing anything else but lying, cheating, and stealing for fast women, fast cars, and fast money. So.
All right. So that's how many dice you have in stealth? 2?
I was going to go with.
Go ahead.
With,
empathic.
Empathic. I'm using my charm, my wits, my sweet-ass pickup lines.
So that's 2 for empathy and another 2 for money, right?
Yep.
Best of luck to you. Oh.
No.
So you have a success, but it doesn't feel like it, and it's going to wear out soon. So tell me about that.
Yeah, well, no one's going to break my legs anytime soon. That's a nice change of pace. But I've still got those debts, and there's still people who really don't like me, and it's kind of understandable. So I'm still in town because I didn't get out while it was good. I'm stuck continuing to lie my way into places, steal secrets, steal women.
All right, Nix, why don't you tell us how your success goes and how you use that to give one of these two a hand?
Well, I bankrupt the corrupt bastards there, and I use some of my proceeds to buy their properties, their intellectual properties. I must share the wealth a little bit though, because I show up at a bar where the face is, and he's a little bit down, and I'm like, dude, I just paid off your debt. Are you in with helping me form a new company to profit off these bastards a little bit more?
Of course. I will definitely help in security and further corporate espionage. Apparently, I'm pretty good at it.
Well, we just got to find wherever Smoke went.
Right? Smoke disappeared like smoke on the wind, man. He's out of there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
that was
we've
good.
Done it. We've successfully played our first run.
Thanks for doing this. This was pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, thank you guys.
I really enjoyed this. Yeah.
So I happen to know that the game developer is currently watching. Do you do you have any notes? Good or bad?
No, I mean I like the fact it's a one-time thing, because that's kind of part of the problem when you do like some of the more like the other kind of tabletops. You have to build your character, and you've got to, I like that it's one-time use, and you could go back through and replay it differently.
Oh yeah, in fact,
Because I've already thought, like, we were partway through this, and I wanted to change a bunch of stuff, so I got ideas for next time.
Well, I'm glad you say you want to run again, because I actually have an idea that partially includes all the people out there in the audience. I would not mind making this a weekly activity, and I would not mind at all bringing general audience members in on the fun, because you don't actually have to know how to play before we start.
Yeah, this is
Yep.
easy to play, and I like it. The hard part is I feel like I want to roll my own dice.
Right. So if you want to keep sticking with us and you're going to be a generalized fixture on this, I will talk with you in between and show you how to set up your cell phone to do what I was doing with my dice camera.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only thing I miss of the experience, honestly.
Yeah, and to be clear, you guys are supposed to be rolling all of your own dice. We just did it
Right.
this way because it was easier than doing a digital randomizer, because I don't trust digital randomizers.
Right. I mean, I think it's a great little
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I'm actually curious to see like a 3 mission arc or something like that. I've grown rather attached to Facepalm.
Yeah, we definitely can. Like they have, so the system was designed to do one shots, but in the rules they gave me kind of a generalized framework to, hey, work it out for yourself, but here's some ideas on how you could make this into a longer running thing.
Because I was feeling that lack of stealthy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if we played next time, maybe I'll like see if I can expend some credit or something to get a thing of stealthy and.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I get to intimidate people, that'd be fun.
Nobody even used a flashback. I'm just saying, you literally could have been like, hey, you know what? I hit a rocket launcher on this train before we came in, and I've been like, all right, it's too stressed. Give it to you.
Nah, it was good. It captures all the cyberpunk stuff perfectly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do what Shadowrun does, which is, okay, I need 642 dice to make this roll.
And this is a very inane. Yeah, this is a very inane roll. I'm gonna need my body weight in D6.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just, and it focuses on playing the game, not mechanics.
Mechanics or planning in advance or any of that stuff. I find that writers are probably the people who would like this game the most, because it lets you do what you do when you're writing. You make it work, and hey, guess what? I found out that this thing, it didn't quite work how I wanted it to. That's all right. I can go back and edit it.
I just like pulling the pins on hand grenades that are on people's belts. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I just want to say thank you all to the audience real quick. Without you guys here, it'd just be a bunch of friends playing, and instead we've made it into a show because of you. And I deeply appreciate you. I've been Watcher. These guys have been my fantastic players, and I hope we join you again maybe next week. If you haven't done so already, follow us on Twitter and YouTube and Rumble and all those basic streamer places. And until next time, as Scott would say, stay safe.